The 1960s gave us one of the best inventions in the history of everything. Saturday morning cartoons on TV. This programming phenomenon benefited the whole family. Parents could sleep off their Friday night alcohol intake, nursing their hangovers in peace, or if they were so inclined they could set about the task of making little brothers and sisters while their existing offspring consumed heavily sugared cereals in front of the television set. I was one of those kids, and to this very day I'm lazy AF, so I have an extensive knowledge of sitting on my ass in front of the television set. I'm also a science fiction fan, so rolling those two things together like a nori roll of media. Here are my 5 favourite Saturday morning science fiction cartoons. Johnny Cipher in Dimension Zero is a deep cut. It was created by an animator called Joe Oriolo, who also co-created Casper the Friendly Ghost. In 1967 and 1968, he made 131 6-minute episodes of Johnny Cipher in Dimension Zero. The animation was outsourced to a Japanese company, Japan Telecartoons, which had also produced Marine Boy, and it's done in a quirky, slightly abstract style. The premise is simple. Johnny Cipher is a scientist who developed the ability to travel through time and space and into different dimensions. His assistants are a woman, Xena, and a small alien kid called Rom. Johnny Cipher was designed for younger children and had a great visual style and a catchy theme tune. And I missed catchy theme tunes. I really liked the style, I really liked the animation, and I really liked the theme song. Based very loosely on the 1966 feature film directed by Richard Fleischer and starring Stephen Boyd, Raquel Welch and Donald Pleasance, this series of 17 episodes is high-concept science fiction for television in the 1960s. It was made by Filmation, the same company that later made the animated Star Trek TV series. They had already been successful with the New Adventures of Superman and the Superboy TV series, and this one has the same limited animation as those previous series, but it uses it well. The premise is given in the over-the-top narration, which I won't play in case I get a copyright strike for. Headquarters, CMDF, Combined Miniature Defense Force. Project, Fantastic Voyage. Process, Miniaturization. Authority, Top Secret, Highest Clearance. Team, Jonathan Kidd, Commander. Guru, Master of the Mystic Powers. Erica Lane, Doctor Biologist. Busby Birdwell, Scientist, Inventor, Builder of the Voyager. Mission, in their miniaturized form, to combat the unseen, unsuspected enemies of freedom. Time limit,
12 hours.
Style of the animation and the use of Dutch angles and other camera tricks gives this series a psychedelic grooviness, aided by the tinkling but somehow militaristic music from Leonard Rosenman. The scripts were surprisingly good, throwing in some interesting variations into the reasons why there's a need for a miniature defense force. Fantastic Voyage also had the virtue of not taking itself too seriously. This one really looks good. The use of colour and the use of 60s psychedelia as a way of telling a kid's story in a cartoon is really interesting. It stands up a lot better than you think it would. To understand Space Angel, I have to explain syncro-vox, which is not an automatic gear system for a muscle car or a Baroque stereo sound system from the 1950s. It's this.
Check all stations and verify. And move, man!
Real human lips speaking the dialogue superimposed over animated characters. A few other cartoons of the period used it, Clutch Cargo and Captain Fathom, and more recently it's only been used by late-night talk show hosts and SpongeBob SquarePants.
Are you ready, kids?
Once you get past the syncro-vox and again a very limited style of animation, Space Angel is a surprisingly engaging space opera. Scott McCloud, aka Space Angel, is a troubleshooter for the Interplanetary Space Force on his spaceship Starduster, along with his communications officer Crystal Mace and his engineer Taurus. There were all up 53 Space Angel stories told episodically in 5-minute episodes per story, making in total 260 episodes. The artwork and characters designs were by Alex Toth, who designed other great animations like Jonny Quest and one other series I'm going to mention in a couple of minutes. Toth was your go-to guy for space age animation. His style really fitted the era and the kind of animation being used. My only question about Space Angel is, how the hell was Scott McCloud so good a pilot when he had no depth perception? This Canadian series is high concept fun. Reimagining Robin Hood in the year 3000 and putting Robin Hood and his merry men on a terraformed rock called Sherwood Asteroid took some guts. It was made by Krantz Films with Grantray Lawrence Animation, the same company that did the often maligned Marvel superhero series that introduced Thor, Captain America, Hulk, Iron Man and Namor the Submariner to television. The animation here is better, possibly because they used another company, Trillium Productions, to help with it. Ralph Bakshi, who would later give us Fritz the Cat and the animated Lord of the Rings, worked on the second series of Rocket Robin Hood, and that's where things got very psychedelic. Again, this one gets points for having a groovy theme song. Robin Hood and his band fight Prince John and the Sheriff of Not, the National Outer Space Terrestrial Territories, using quiver rocket packs, high-tech archery, and electro quarterstaffs. Of course, it all looks very quaint now, but it still has a naive charm and a watchability about it.
Somewhere on this space live the Herculoids.
For the sake of consistency, I'm ignoring the 1981 Space Stars continuation of the Herculoids, and I'm focusing on the original version. This is as good as it got on 1960s television cartoons. Hanna-Barbera Studios were the gold standard when it came to this kind of adventure series. Xandor, Tara and their son Dorno live on the planet Amzot with 5 alien companions. Igu the giant rock ape, Tundro, a 10-legged 4-horned rhinoceros triceratops creature who shoots energy rocks from his horn, Zoc the laser dragon, and 2 amorphous shapeshifters, Gloop and Gleep. The series had great theme music by Ted Nichols, and again production design by Alex Toth. The series gave us endless invasions of Amzot by strange varieties of malevolent aliens. The family and their friends would repel the invasions in well-executed action sequences, enhanced by the next level Hanna-Barbera sound effects library. You can always recognize a Hanna-Barbera laser beam sound when you hear it. The Herculoids, along with many other Hanna-Barbera adventure cartoon series, received a surprising but welcome resurrection with the 2016 Future Quest graphic novel series, which creates a universe inhabited by the characters from the Herculoids, Jonny Quest, Space Ghost, Mightor, Birdman, Frankenstein Jr. and the Impossibles, and other Hanna-Barbera series. I recommend you check out Future Quest too. So there are the 5 science fiction cartoons from the 60s you should definitely check out. Let me know if you want me to do 60s superheroes or 60s adventure cartoon series or any other genres. It was fun to dive back into that wonderful world of Saturday morning cartoons. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button and subscribe. Watch some good cartoons, watch some bad cartoons. Look after yourself, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time.